Three aircraft, one category. Cabin height, range, runway access, and real-world ownership patterns decide the outcome here. Marketing claims do not matter. Owner behavior does. This comparison scores performance, not price, and it ends with a single winner based on how these jets actually operate. Cold open, side by side. Glam and scoreboard tees. All three aircraft enter on equal footing, presented without hierarchy. Exterior presence, ramp stance, and cabin scale appear impressive across the board, which is exactly the problem buyers face at this level. On paper, each jet promises dominance. In practice, priorities diverge quickly. A scoring structure governs this comparison. Cabin experience, range and speed, runway access, technology, operating economics, and owner profile alignment all contribute to the final result. Each category carries weight based on real usage rather than promotional emphasis. Early leaders emerge almost immediately. One jet excels in cabin comfort, another dominates range flexibility, a third shows strength in operational access. None lead everywhere. The scoreboard remains fluid until the final categories are tallied. This approach removes bias and restores context. The goal is not to declare perfection, but to determine which aircraft delivers the strongest total package when performance, ownership, reality, and long-term value are considered together. Cabin experience, space, pressurization, quietness. Cabin experience shapes ownership satisfaction more than any published statistic. Height, width, and length all matter, but usability defines comfort. Each of these jets offers stand-up cabins with multiple zones, yet the feeling inside differs substantially. One aircraft emphasizes openness through wider cross-sections and flexible seating layouts that support large social areas. Another prioritizes room separation, offering dedicated rest spaces and enclosed suites designed for long-duration missions. Private room configurations vary, affecting how passengers move, work, and rest during flight. Pressurization plays a critical role in fatigue management. Lower cabin altitude at cruise reduces physical stress, particularly on trans-ocean missions. Noise control further separates these aircraft. Advanced acoustic treatments lower ambient sound, allowing conversation and rest without constant adjustment. Work-focused cabins favor table placement, connectivity, and lighting consistency. Rest-focused cabins prioritize bedding orientation, privacy, and sound isolation. Comfort is not about maximum dimensions alone. It is about how effectively the space supports real human behavior across 10 to 15-hour flights. Range and speed, trans-ocean capability. Global reach defines the top tier of private aviation. Published maximum range figures provide a reference point, but real-world performance depends on payload, routing, and environmental conditions. Owners rarely fly empty cabins under ideal assumptions. These aircraft are designed to connect major city pairs such as New York to Dubai, Los Angeles to London, or Hong Kong to New York with minimal compromise. Cruise speed differences translate into meaningful time savings across ultra-long missions, particularly on eastbound routes where winds favor higher velocity. Payload trade-offs emerge on the longest flights. Carrying full passengers, baggage, and crew supplies reduces absolute range, requiring careful planning. Jets that preserve range without sacrificing cabin load offer a distinct advantage. Speed contributes to schedule reliability as much as comfort. Arriving earlier reduces congestion exposure and preserves access windows. At this level, range without compromise signals capability. Capability signals prestige. Owners value aircraft that complete missions without forcing difficult choices mid-route. Runway performance and airport access. Operational flexibility often outweighs maximum range in daily use. Takeoff and landing distances determine which airports remain accessible, particularly in mountainous regions or dense urban areas. Shorter runway requirements expand options significantly. High altitude and hot weather performance separate capable aircraft from theoretical ones. Airports such as Aspen, Lugano, or smaller island destinations challenge even large jets. Consistent performance under these conditions preserves scheduling freedom. Access to restricted or noise-sensitive airports also matters. Regulatory limits and local constraints favor aircraft that can depart and arrive within tighter margins. Owners who operate globally value the ability to land closer to final destinations rather than relying on secondary airports. Flexibility reduces complexity. The jet that accesses more locations with fewer compromises gains leverage in ownership satisfaction. Paper specifications matter less than the ability to arrive where others cannot, when conditions are least forgiving. Technology and reliability, avionics and support. Technology underpins both safety and ownership confidence. Modern flight decks reduce pilot workload through integrated avionics, enhanced situational awareness, and intuitive control layouts. Advanced displays consolidate navigation, weather, and aircraft systems into unified interfaces, improving decision-making under pressure. Automation supports consistency rather than replacing human oversight. Flight management systems handle complex routing efficiently, while fly-by-wire protections prevent exceedance of structural or aerodynamic limits. These systems contribute directly to safety margins during demanding operations. Reliability extends beyond cockpit design. Manufacturer support infrastructure determines how quickly issues are resolved when aircraft are away from home base. Global service networks, spare parts availability, and trained technicians affect dispatch rates more than any single component. Some manufacturers maintain stronger footprints in certain regions, influencing ownership experience based on geographic focus. Dispatch reliability reflects the ability to maintain schedules without disruption. Missed flights damage credibility, particularly in corporate or high-visibility environments. Maintenance tracking systems and predictive diagnostics further reduce unscheduled downtime. These tools identify component wear before failure occurs, allowing proactive servicing. At this level, reliability protects reputation. Cost becomes secondary when delays disrupt business, security, or personal commitments. Operating costs and resale prestige. Ownership reality extends well beyond acquisition price. Hourly operating costs include fuel, crew compensation, maintenance reserves, and support services. Variations emerge based on engine efficiency, inspection intervals, and program enrollment. Maintenance programs provide predictability by bundling parts and labor into fixed rates. Longer inspection cycles reduce downtime and scheduling impact. Fuel burn efficiency influences cost over long missions, particularly as fuel prices fluctuate across regions. Residual value plays a critical role in long-term ownership strategy. Aircraft with strong secondary market demand retain value more effectively, reducing overall cost of ownership. Market perception influences resale timelines and pricing stability. Prestige continues beyond first ownership. Buyers consider how an aircraft will be viewed 5 or 10 years into service. Strong manufacturer reputation supports liquidity, while consistent model demand protects investment. Operating economics rarely determine initial purchase decisions at this level, but they influence satisfaction over time. Owners who fly frequently notice differences quickly. Predictable costs, stable value, and strong market perception reinforce confidence long after delivery. Owner profiles: who buys what and why. Ownership patterns reveal more than specifications. Corporate buyers often prioritize reliability, range consistency, and global support. Aircraft serve as mobile offices, requiring quiet cabins, strong connectivity, and predictable scheduling. Private owners focus more heavily on comfort and personal layout preferences. Family travel introduces different priorities, including sleeping arrangements, privacy, and cabin flow. Some jets better accommodate multi-generational use through flexible configurations. Geographic preferences influence selection. Owners operating primarily in North America value short field access and regional flexibility. Those flying intercontinental routes prioritize range and pressurization comfort. Social signaling also plays a role. Certain aircraft communicate technical dominance. Others signal refinement or discretion. These perceptions influence peer recognition within ownership circles, even if rarely stated openly. No single profile fits all buyers. Each aircraft attracts a distinct ownership mindset shaped by mission, lifestyle, and expectation. Viewers often recognize themselves in these patterns, clarifying which jet aligns best with their own priorities rather than abstract rankings. Final scoreboard and crown the winner. With all categories scored, patterns become clear. One aircraft leads in cabin comfort and noise management. Another dominates range consistency and speed efficiency. A third excels in operational flexibility and airport access. Strengths come with trade-offs. Cabin space may sacrifice runway performance. Range leadership may require higher operating cost. Flexibility may limit maximum cabin volume. No aircraft wins every category. The final score reflects balance. Weighting favors real-world usability over extreme specifications. The winning jet delivers strong performance across most categories without forcing significant compromise in any single area. This outcome does not diminish the others. Each remains exceptional within its own priorities. The crown belongs to the aircraft that aligns capability, comfort, reliability, and ownership reality into the most complete package. Perfection does not exist in aviation. The best jet is the one that performs consistently across the widest range of missions. That distinction defines the real jet king. Wrap up and tease next video. Choosing the right aircraft depends entirely on mission profile, usage frequency, and ownership priorities. Specifications matter, but context matters more. The strongest choice aligns performance with how the jet will actually be used. Disagreement is expected at this level. Owners value different strengths, and that diversity defines the market. In next video, attention shifts inside the cabin, where personalization reshapes ownership experience. Inside a $500,000 jet interior, Refit examines how design choices transform flight beyond performance alone.